La for, hit for none. All the time. La for, hit for none. For Islam stand for peace.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hello, viewers of MTA. My name is Shoyoye Idris, and you're welcome to another interesting episode of Inspirational Africans. On this show, we bring to you pathfinders, those who have excelled in their chosen career path. And for today's show, let us meet our guests.
Our featured guest on this episode of Inspirational Africans is Mr. Habeeb Adeniran Badru. Mr. Badru is a seasoned educator and administrator with over 30 years of professional experience in various educational leadership roles. He has dedicated his career to improving the quality of education and fostering growth within academic institutions. Currently, he is the principal at Ansaruddin Grammar School in Surulere, Lagos, a role he has held since 2012. Mr. Badru previously served as the principal at Links Bond College, Ikorodu, and a tutor at Mahmoud Ahmadiyya College, Ijede, Lagos State. Mr. Badru's qualifications reflect his commitment to excellence in educational administration. He holds a master's degree in public administration, MPA, and a Bachelor of Education in Educational Administration and Islamic Religious Studies from the University of Lagos. Additionally, he holds a National Certificate in Education in Arabic and Islamic Studies from the Federal College of Education, Okene, Kogi State, and has a strong academic foundation in Islamic Studies. His academic achievements equip him with both theoretical knowledge and practical skills necessary for leadership and management in the education sector. Having dedicated his life to professional excellence, Mr. Badru has earned himself enviable achievements through various professional affiliations, including a Fellow of the Institute of Strategic Human Capital Managers and an Associate of the Chartered Institute of Professional Management of Nigeria. His membership in these prestigious institutions underscores his commitment to continuous professional development and staying at the forefront of educational management and human capital strategies. Mr. Badru's passion for education extends beyond the classroom. He is deeply involved in research, project planning, and staying informed about current affairs. This holistic approach to education has allowed him to develop a keen understanding of the broader socio-economic factors that impact schools and their communities. Besides his professional disposition, Mr. Badru is a family man, married and blessed with children. His values are rooted in Islam, and he strives to instill these values in both his personal and professional life, contributing positively to the communities he serves. A number of his past students have become missionaries, Hufaz, Hafidhat, and highly accomplished professionals in various walks of life in different parts of the world. With his wealth of experience, commitment to professional development, and passion for education, Habeeb Adeniran Badru is a dedicated leader who is eager to continue making significant contributions to educational growth and productivity in both human and material resources. Stay tuned and get inspired by the story of Mr. Habeeb Adeniran Badru.
You're welcome back. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, sir.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.
Thank you very much for joining us in this episode of Inspirational Africans.
Thank you.
You're welcome, sir. Yeah, so we'd like to know about your background. When we talk about Alhaj Abdul Badru, who is Alhaj Abdul Badru?
Thank you very much. My name is Badru Adeniran, born about 56 years ago into the family of Mr. and Mrs. Badru Oniwaye in the city of Ikare Akoko. By origin, we are actually from Yamuye in Kogi State, former Kwara State. But we're stationed in Ikare Akoko all through our lives. So my primary and secondary education was in Ikare Akoko, Muslim primary school, Ikare, Okela Ikare, and Agbade Comprehensive High School as a secondary education. Before I proceed for my NCE in Kogi State, former Kwara State, FC Okene. That has a little story. Maybe I can quickly share that. I wrote then, is it JAMB? Yes, JAMB. The first time it was not successful. My father said, okay, try NCE. Then we have to move to Akure to write the exam. And I was given social study English to study in FC Okene. Yes, I rejoiced, I celebrated that in Arizona. But again, after a year, there was a challenge. And that is an interesting part, if I can share this. English social study, I was already living in the Department of Social Study. Then my father came to FC Okene and said, he has a whole room filled up with Arabic by radio that he received from Egypt. Monthly, it's like subscriptions. Every month, they will bring to him Arabic by radio. So he said he got inspiration from God that one of his children, and we have 8 boys and 7 girls, that one of them must read Arabic. And he concluded in his mind that it has to be me. By then, I've spent 1 year in English social study. So by implication, that is almost like a waste. So I have to, by statutory record, spend 1 year as in prelim to study Arabic, because I do not study Arabic language in my O level. So I need 1 year prelim to catch up. So the provost of the institution gave me a letter, a short note, to give to one Dr. Akasha Suleiman, who was supposed to be the HOD Arabic language. I went to the office and I gave him the letter. And he looked, you want to change your course? I said, yes. To Arabic Islamic study? I said, yes. He said, Kaifa Anta? Then I looked back. I said, no, I came alone. So I didn't know what the meaning of what he said.
Course.
I said, no, I came alone. He was laughing. He said, young man, are you sure you want to study Arabic? I said, yes, sir. My father said I should study. Oh, okay. What I asked you is, how were you? I felt so embarrassed, but I was not disappointed, because in those days, when your father says, go and do this, you don't say no. You don't even ask question. Yes, sir. So I was admitted for the Arabic and Islamic study. 1 year prelim. Remember I said 1 year is gone. I entered 87. So I have to start again for 1 year prelim. There and then I face a number of hurdles. You know, reading a course that you do not have preliminary knowledge of is a challenge. So, by God's grace, in Ikare Akoko then, we have one of stars who just finished from Libya and returned home to establish Arabic school. My father went to register me there. I became the oldest student. Others are within the age of 9, 10, 11. So there and then there I finished my Nowavi, Jisuawa, Sani and Salis. My foundation was laid in that school. So every holiday, I sacrificed all my holidays for another 3 years or 4 years to study Arabic. Then the adab of that school was not too good. That's literature part. So I have a friend in Okene there who was very good in literature. So intermittently, one holiday I will spend it in Okene to study adab, literature. The other side, I'll go for now.
So adab is talking about
the literature part. Yes, literary appraisals. We read books.
Okay.
Will be written. You run the appraisals of those books and stuff like that.
Oh, interesting.
So,
what a beginning, sir.
Thank you very much.
That is, if I could understand very well, I think we've gotten a kind of background knowledge of how the whole journey began. So, the question again is why and how, or what sustained you? Because it's one thing. Had it been, you said part of your beginning now, you said perhaps it was something that you are inspired to do, but somebody, I mean your dad, told you to do it. So what's kept the sustainability here now?
When growing up, when your parents says, this is what I want you to do, is enough inspiration. I can always look back and say, my father said it.
Oh.
It's not that I had a dream. My father said, go and do this. And I obeyed him. And because you obey, you are inspired. It's a driving force for me. After all, it was the one that said I should. And I don't want to disappoint him academically. And I was lucky with all the efforts I put into studying then, I was able to get credit. Not distinctions that I wanted it. If it had been the still study English, of course, I'll be sure of distinction then. But I got credit and I'm happy with that. So that is an inspiration for me.
For every person that has, risen through the ladder of greatness, there is always one obstacle or the other that comes their way. How were you able to surmount your own obstacles, sir?
Obstacles are privileges. They are also opportunities, and it depends on how you approach them. When I left the NCE, in NCE, I belonged to a club, Road Safety Club.
Okay.
And I emerged as the cadet-in-chief. We don't use president or chairman, we use cadet-in-chief. Before then, we used marshal. Before we were written a letter officially that, no, you can't use, there is only one marshal. So use cadets-in-chief as a student. So when I finished my NCE, a friend of mine invited me to Lagos to take part in an interview. But before then, I returned home in 1990, after I graduated 91, and there's no job. So the first challenge is to go and join a construction company. There is this man, Abdul. He works in Daily Times. He's from Ikare Akoko. His own residential building in Ikare. So he was constructing it. So I went to join as a bricklayer. Or is it I'm not a bricklayer. Somebody who served them. Okay. So I go and bring block, go and bring cement, go and bring this. So foreman is the man. Is the
laborers.
Laborers, that's the word. So I was there, and the foreman spotted me and said, come, don't you go to school? I said, yes, I went to school. I have this. He said, and you come to do this? I said, there's no job. So don't worry, come. Read this newspaper. That was period of Abiola contesting election. So I will read and analyze what the papers, every paper, Tribune, Concord, this and that, I will read and explain to him. In the evening, he will go back to his people in Arena, they call it Arena, and be telling them update on every newspaper. So he was well respected. Back the second day, I won't work. He would not allow me to work. I'll be in his office to read newspaper. I did it for about a week. When I got back home one day, I wasn't too lucky. I met my father outside. I said, but you say you are coming from a work. I'm a contractor. I should see your hands turn white by cement and your leg. I said, I wash it. He said, no, I'm out of washing. Is that you are lying? I said, no, you can come there the next day. The next day, I informed the foreman, I don't think I will do this, read newspaper, this is what I've come to do. What about this is what my father said? He said, don't worry. So I was doing that for 3 months. Then the pay I get from the foreman is far more than those who spent hours under the sun carrying block and cement. So it was that man that assisted me when I have to come to Lagos for the interview of road safety. He gave me Oluwaguloye's mother's card. We went to Oluwaguloye's mother in Ikare. So he gave me a card and signed at the back. I said, take it to Lagos. When I got to Lagos for the interview on the 6th of April, I found Aguloye, I gave him the card. I was successful. My name came out as number 6 on the list, but there is a challenge. I was expecting that, okay, anytime soon I will join road safety. Incident happened. The whole exercise was dissolved. Then I find myself in a mosque, Ahmadiyya Mosque in Ojokoro. I told them, I'm not going back to Ikare. No, I've come to Lagos, and I will not go back. So a friend just said, okay, they want to start a school in Ikorodu, Mahmoud Ahmadiyya College. We would like to teach you, don't worry, I can take any job as long as I'm not going back to Ikare Akoko. So I was given the opportunity. I met Dr. Fashola, and he said, okay, we've been looking for all other space for teaching is field except Arabic and Islamic study.
Interesting. So
that what my father asked me to do now begin to show the brighter part of that. So they were looking for Arabic, and I studied Arabic and Islamic study in the NC. So I was given the job, and that was how my teaching career started in Mahmoud Ahmadiyya College, Ikorodu. Then I happened to be the first a pioneer teacher. I met only 3 people in Mahmoud College then. The principal, Alhaji Ogumala, Mr. King, Ibrahim King, who happens to be the school bossa or account officer, Mrs. Oladejo, who happens to be the cook, then one person, Mrs. Giwa, the wife of late Professor Giwa, who happens to be the matron, hostel mistress. Then I was the first teacher to teach students under a mango tree, but behind the building of Alaji and Alaja Sumano. So that was how my teaching career started, 1994 to date.
Jazakumullah khairan. Beloved viewers, if you're just joining us, you're watching Inspirational African from MTA Nigerian Studio. We have with us Alhaji Badru, and he has told us so many things about his background and how he is able to surmount a lot of difficulties that come his way. Alhaji Badru, as a member of the Jamaat, we all know that there are lots of and loads of activities. How are you able to combine the career path now and the activities of the Jamaat simultaneously?
Thank you very much. Combining the Jamaat programs and teaching career was easy at Mahmoud College then, because it's also an Ahmadiyya school. So most of the program were built into part of what we do in the school. Then luckily I happens to be the Arabic and Islamic study teacher before Dr. Said Timay joined to teach literature then other teachers began to join us. So it was easy. I would say that a strong foundation of the Jamaat was laid when the college was brought into that town, because it was able to boost the Shanda Am, Shanda Majlis, Shanda, all the revenues prostrated of the Jamaat. We have personalities there. People like Ms. Diko, Ms. Fagbolade, Mr. Tajuddin Oladoja. We started the school together then. So it wasn't seamless effort in combining the programs of the Jamaat and the career path. Seamless. It's what so easy. And we saw it as an opportunity to also build future Ahmadis within the school. We don't compel them, we don't preach, but we show by examples what true Islam is all about. And most of them today are found within the fold of the Jamaah, of the organization.
So, Alhaji Badru, your present position now, I realize that we've not spoken about it. And can you tell the viewers your present position and how you are able to get to this position? Because there are so many, let me say there are some, there could be some people who are willing to be exactly in your shoe, and they might not have, or perhaps they are not seeing the opportunity yet, or they don't know how to utilize the opportunity when it comes.
Okay. Let me speak to how I got here. When Tai Solarin said, may your road be rough, many misconstrue it as a cause. It's not a cause, it's rather a prayer. Any successful journey, the path will be rough. I spent 15 years in Mahmoud Ahmadiyya College.
Okay.
Then I got an invitation to attend an interview as a principal in Linksborn College.
Okay.
I went for that interview with one of my friends, he's late now, Bashir Ghazal. We went together, and Ghazal actually came first in that interview, and I came second. By the time the school was ready to take off, Mr. Ghazal had left Mahmoud College, but I was still there. So the proprietor of the school came and said, they are looking for Mr. Ghazal, and we said he has left. Who is Badru? I said, yeah, I'm Badru. So, well, please, we want you to take up a job as a principal in the school. All right. The name of the school, Linksborn, is still within Ikorodu.
Okay.
So, after the interview, we were asked to do the last interview with the chairman of the board, who happens to be Mr. Akin Tijani. He's a director, Ministry of Waterfront, Al-Hausa Ikeja then. So I went to his office, and the board members were seated. I came in, and one of the board members, his name later I realized, Alhaji Ashiru, just screamed, Allahu Akbar. And every other person was like, what is happening, Alhaji? What happened? He said, this is the man I saw in my dream that will be the principal of the school. One Alhaji wrote to me, Ibrahim, Alhaji, Kiletun saw you. What are you talking about? He said, I'm serious. This is the man I saw.
What?
So he said, the chairman said, okay, Alhaji, keep that. Let's interview him first. Then after the engagement for about 30 to 40 minutes, we came to talk about remuneration, payment. And they said, they want to pay me 5,000 less than what I was earning in Mahmoud. I said, no, I'm taking. That Alhaji actually said, don't worry, Mr. Badru, I will add you whatever it is. Please take this job. Then I was convinced that probably Allah wanted me to take the job. So I was in Linksborn for about 3 years. We have challenges in that school as well, because most of the board members are, of course, non-Ahmadi. And one of them particularly, as at that time was running his PhD in Malaysia, his name is Alhaji Mustafa, said, he told me after I resumed work that this school will not grow. Straight to my face, I said, why? He said, because the principal is an Ahmadi. Nobody will trust his child in your hand. I said, subhanallah. But I said, but I will surprise you, this school will grow. I started the school with 0 population as a pioneer principal, 0. In fact, the first students I claim I had was my Arabic school in Nigeria. I just put a uniform, sew uniform onto that, take the picture, design a flyer, and begin to share. That, yeah, we have a student. By the God grace in 2009, when I left to join Mahmoud to join Linksborn, I started Linksborn with 25 students. In fact, I left Mahmoud and I went to use my money, gratuity or whatever, to buy Okada. I used the Okada to seek admission, to raise admission for Linksborn. We started with 25 students. And that was how we grew. As at the time I left the school with 125 students.
The Okada, that's a motorcycle.
Motorcycle,
Okay.
the motorcycle I was riding, I didn't know how to ride. I bought it, I started riding from there. Then to raise the population of the school. Just to prove to that man that, no, you are wrong. And this school will grow. So after 3 years, it was during Oshomole was the labor leader, and he had issue with Obasanjo. The labor were on long strike. There was this Punch newspaper advertising a secondary school in Surulere that need a principal. One of the conditions, you must have spent 3 years as a principal. So Allah only used me to gain 3 years experience in Linksbond. So then I came here, because it's a publication through newspaper, about 17 applicants. We met at an office there, and we were subjected to write exam, screening, up to 7. Then the last 3 were meant to meet the proprietor of the school, Alhaji Femi Okuno, SANCON. We went to his place with Professor Hassan, who happens to be the human resources chairman in UNILAG. He's also a former principal of International School, University of Lagos. So he was invited to interview me. The man engaged me for 59 minutes. 59 minutes. If I answer one question, he will use part of my answer to pose another question. Let me bust this. The last question he asked, before he left me, asked me to go, was when I said I was going to divide the population of the school into teacher's guide. Teacher's guide means you attribute some students to a teacher. And on every Wednesday, and we still do that here till today, the teacher will meet the students in the class, check all the notes, whatever the parents would do at home. If there is lapses in the note coverage, it will write a short memo to as esprit de corps to another colleagues, pointing his attentions to the lapses in that student's note. So he now asked me, Mr. Badru, divide 200 by 4. I said, 50. I said, no. Mr. Badru, divide 200 by 4. As at the third question, I was giving different answers, and I begins to get nervous. I said, what kind of thing is this? I've been answering all the previous questions well. So what is this now? Before one Alhaji Adekoke, a member of the trust, Mr. Badru, thank you very much. You can go. I left. Before I got to Obalende to pick a cab, to pick a bus to Ikorodu, I received a call. Congratulations, please report to the school on Monday. So, wow. So that was how the journey here started. And one of the things that qualified me to be selected among the last 3 was the issue of Arabic and Islamic study. We have principals, we have those who applied, applicants that read English, chemistry, biology, other subjects. But what the board was looking for is somebody that read Islamic study that would establish a strong foundation of Quran and Islamic study.
So
and that qualified me.
So indeed, your dad's, should I say, inspiration.
That is the bottom line.
Yeah. Has actually led you to where
I am today. Yes.
Jazakumullah khairan. Love viewers, we are gradually winding up on this episode of Inspirational African. But before we go, Alhaji Badru, what is your connection with the Khalifa of the time? That's aside. Then again, what advice would you give to the youth and the parents of today's generation, so to say?
Let me start with achievement, particularly in this school. A major one was when we attended principal's conference at a school, one international school in Lagos there. And a friend just sent me a link about a competition that we hold in Sweden. I sent the link to my physics teacher. He gathered few students and trained them and developed. It's a physical scientific experiment, water purifier. And our experiment in theory was approved to top Lagos State list, was sent to Abuja. In Abuja, we were invited to come and demonstrate how we use UVR, combination of physics, chemistry, biology knowledge to filter water. And by and large, our experiment came top in Abuja, and we were sent to Sweden to represent Nigeria and Africa as a whole. There is a symbol, a write-up here by the governor of Lagos State that says STEM education is very important, and our administration would do everything to encourage students. Today, I receive students of Ansaruddin Grammar School. That was the Twitter handle of the governor of Lagos State when he spent 100 days in office. So we went to Sweden with the 4 students that did the experiment, the teacher and the principal. And in Sweden, but because Sweden is also the only country that gives Nobel laureate. So they only recognize first position. Second, third were giving consolation prizes. We did not come first, but we are not the last. So the country that came first was Australia. The difference between the experiment and our school experiment was that they developed their own into a sticker. Once you put the sticker into a cup and put water, it will automatically filter the water and ready to drink. So our own will have to go through a pumping machine and filter, and you put it in a cup and drink. So we did well. That's a major achievement, apart from other ones. One of our students here, who happens to be a member of the Jamatu, is an Ahmadi, attended a Quran competition of Alaja Latifat Bajabi Amila. That's the mother of the speaker, former speaker, and current chief of staff. He came first, and he was sent to participate in 2020 Hajj. So my advice to the youth is perseverance. A Rome was not built in a day. If you want to build a career, you have to be patient with it. No career is second-hand. Every career is an opportunity to grow. So my advice is be patient, persevere, don't quit, and you become successful, inshallah.
Be patient, persevere, and don't quit. Those are the words of Alhaj Habeeb Badru, the current principal of Ansaruddin Grammar School in Surulere, Lagos State, Nigeria. Jazakumullah khairan
Barakallah
for
fi.
coming to this show.
Thank you for
inshallah,
having me.
Qudrat Rahman, we hope we always, anytime we send our invitation to you, you always come through for us.
Inshallah.
And it has been a wonderful moment with you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Beloved viewers of MTA, this is where we draw the curtain of today's episode of Inspirational African. If you want to reach out to us, you can do that via email or send messages, as the case may be, via africa@mta.tv. I remain your host, Shuyoyi Idris. Till we come your way next time, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
La for, hit for them, alata. La for, hit for them, for Islam stand for peace.